A tech titan's role Huawei in China's global strategy. Huawei, the telecommunications giant, symbolizes China's technological prowess and global ambitions. With its cutting-edge technology and innovative products, Huawei has positioned itself as a leader in the global telecommunications market. The company's influence extends far beyond just consumer electronics. It plays a crucial role in the development of next-generation networks and smart city infrastructure. Founded in 1987, it rapidly became a leading provider of telecommunications equipment worldwide. From its humble beginnings in Shenzhen, Huawei has grown exponentially, now operating in over 170 countries. The company's journey from a small startup to a global powerhouse is a testament to its relentless pursuit of innovation and excellence. Huawei's success is deeply intertwined with Chinese government support, benefiting from state subsidies and preferential loans. This close relationship has enabled Huawei to invest heavily in research and development, leading to groundbreaking advancements in technology. The company's R&D centers around the world are at the forefront of innovation, driving the future of telecommunications. Despite scrutiny and sanctions from the US, Huawei continues to expand globally. The company has faced numerous challenges, including accusations of espionage and intellectual property theft. However, Huawei has consistently denied these allegations and remains committed to its mission of connecting the world through advanced technology. The company has secured contracts to build 5G networks in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These projects are not only transforming the telecommunications landscape in these regions, but also fostering economic growth and development. Huawei's 5G technology is set to revolutionize industries from healthcare to transportation by enabling faster and more reliable connectivity. Huawei's role as a national champion for China goes beyond economics, symbolizing national pride and technological capability. The company's achievements are celebrated as a reflection of China's rise as a global tech leader. Huawei's products are widely used by Chinese citizens, and its success is a source of national pride. Its global expansion promotes Chinese soft power and challenges Western tech dominance. By establishing a strong presence in international markets, Huawei is not only boosting China's economic influence, but also shaping the global tech landscape. The company's success story is a powerful example of how strategic vision and innovation can drive global impact. The expanding dragon: China's economic rise and investments. Over the past few decades, China's economic rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. From a largely agrarian society, it has transformed into the world's second-largest economy, trailing only the United States. This rapid growth has been driven by a combination of market reforms, strategic foreign investments, and a highly skilled workforce. The introduction of market reforms in the late 20th century opened up China's economy to the world. Foreign companies flocked to China, attracted by the promise of a vast market and low production costs. This influx of foreign capital and technology spurred unprecedented industrial growth and urbanization. China's economic might now allows it to assert significant global influence. It has become a major investor in developing countries, particularly in Africa and Asia. These investments are often part of strategic initiatives aimed at expanding China's global footprint and securing vital resources. One of the most ambitious of these initiatives is the Belt and Road Initiative, which aims to create a vast network of trade routes connecting China to the rest of the world. Through this initiative, China is funding infrastructure projects across Asia, Africa, and Europe, enhancing trade and economic integration. However, reactions to these investments are mixed. While some countries welcome the influx of capital and the promise of development, others are wary of falling into debt traps and losing control over their own economies. Protests and debates often arise in communities affected by these projects. Despite these concerns, China's economic influence continues to grow. It has become the largest trading partner for many countries, integrating itself deeply into the global supply chain. Chinese products and investments are now ubiquitous, from electronics to infrastructure. As China continues to rise, its impact on the global balance of power is profound. The world economy is being reshaped, with China playing a central role in international trade, finance, and diplomacy. This transformation will likely shape global dynamics for decades to come. Defying the odds: Huawei's expansion amidst US sanctions. Despite US sanctions, Huawei shows resilience, expanding its global presence. The US blacklisted Huawei, citing national security concerns, barring American companies from doing business with it. Huawei responded by diversifying supply chains, investing in R&D, and focusing on less pressured markets. It deepened its presence in emerging markets like Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. Huawei secured major contracts to build 5G networks in these regions. The company invests heavily in R&D, aiming for technological self-sufficiency. Developing its own chipsets and operating systems is crucial for Huawei's long-term survival. Shifting sands, the waning influence of the US. As China's might grows, the US faces challenges, raising concerns about its waning influence. The US has been the dominant global power for decades, but China's rise challenges this dominance. The US's inward-looking posture and withdrawal from international agreements raise questions about its global leadership. Domestic focus has created a vacuum China is quick to fill. The US faces declining economic competitiveness, with China dominating key industries. Internal divisions and political polarization hamper the US's ability to respond to global challenges. These factors erode US credibility on the world stage. Battle for the digital realm, the US-China tech war. The US-China rivalry increasingly plays out in the digital realm, vying for technological dominance. This competition is not just about who can produce the most advanced technology, but also about who can set the standards and control the infrastructure that will shape the future. At the heart of this competition is the battle for 5G, promising faster speeds and lower latency. 5G technology is expected to revolutionize industries, from autonomous vehicles to smart cities, making it a critical area of focus for both nations. Huawei leads in 5G technology, but the US raises concerns about espionage. The US government has taken steps to limit Huawei's influence, citing national security risks and potential vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure. The US also targets Chinese social media apps like TikTok and WeChat over data privacy concerns. These platforms collect vast amounts of user data, and there are fears that this information could be accessed by the Chinese government, posing a threat to user privacy and national security. Beyond 5G and social media, the US and China compete in AI, quantum computing, and biotechnology. These fields represent the next frontier of technological innovation, with the potential to transform economies and societies. Both countries invest heavily in R&D, seeking an edge in emerging technologies. Government funding, private sector partnerships, and academic research all play a role in driving advancements and maintaining competitive advantages. This tech war has implications for national security and the future of the internet. The outcome of this rivalry will shape global power dynamics, influence international relations, and determine the technological landscape for years to come. Internal divisions challenges to a unified US strategy. The US faces internal challenges complicating efforts to counter China's influence. Political polarization makes it difficult to formulate a coherent foreign policy. Economic inequality fuels populist sentiment, undermining support for free trade agreements. Racial tensions highlight systemic racism, igniting protests and calls for justice. These divisions weaken the US's ability to present a united front globally. Gridlock in Congress hampers the US's ability to pass legislation and allocate resources. These challenges make it difficult for the US to compete effectively with China. Bridges over troubled waters. Potential for US-China cooperation. Despite rivalry, there are areas where US-China cooperation is possible. Climate change is one such area, with both countries committed to reducing emissions. Collaboration on clean energy technologies and climate finance is essential. Global health security is another area, underscored by the COVID-19 pandemic. Cooperation can strengthen global health systems and develop vaccines for emerging diseases. Non-proliferation and arms control require dialogue and cooperation. Engaging in arms control talks and enhancing transparency can reduce the risk of escalation. A confident stride China's strategic moves and global implications. China leverages its economic and military might to reshape the global order. The Belt and Road Initiative aims to connect China to the world through infrastructure projects. China expands its military capabilities, asserting territorial claims in the South China Sea. Its growing military power raises concerns among neighbors and the US. China promotes its development model, providing aid with fewer conditions than traditional donors. These moves have global implications, transforming trade, connectivity, and governance. Conclusion: a new world order in the making. As China's influence expands, the global balance of power shifts. The unipolar moment dominated by the US gives way to a multipolar world. China's rise faces challenges like a slowing economy and environmental problems. The US grapples with domestic and foreign policy challenges but remains a formidable power. The future international order depends on how the US and China manage their rivalry. Conflict would be detrimental, while cooperation based on mutual respect is beneficial. The choices the US and China make will shape the future of the international order and humanity.